I wish someone would have told me this when I wanted to embark on that journey that soared in my heart. I yearned to be that light worker, and a lot of this imposter syndrome started to come up. And what I've learned is that it is safe to be you, and you belong. And the third thing is, inadequacy does not mean that you're not ready. It just means that you have not yet fully embodied that higher potential of who you are capable of becoming. Number one is you are not meant to serve everyone. Often we feel like we have to appeal to everyone. And I used to try to appeal to the people who were even my friends or my acquaintances who were not my soul clients. So also try not to appeal to the whole social media. Just appeal to those, being yourself, being vulnerable, being you, so that you know you belong and that you are adequate, that you are enough. You want to really increase those. Number two is comparing and measuring. You feel like, who am I to be posting or to be sharing my wisdom? Who am I? You actually limit the capacity that there's wisdom and infinite support to be of service. And you don't feel like you have this sense of belonging because you're judging yourself and you're comparing, you're limiting. You're holding yourself back because you don't feel like you're ready enough or as good enough, or there's might be better skills that somebody else has and that you don't. And you're comparing, you're measuring, and you're really self-rejecting what you already have within you, and that you are ready to step forward and become that light and to offer your services. Number three is you believe you need more knowledge and experience. I was on that treadmill for a long time. It took me 6 years before I just started to be of service. I was taking modality after modality, seeking more experience, seeking to be that expert, seeking to have more skill, and to feel like I was deserving to be on that platform as a light worker. And that is going to hold you back, because you really do want to start with where you are, because where you are right now is perfect match, because you only need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of anyone in order to support them. Not just anyone, but the ones who really are meant to be your client or your student. So if you are holding yourself back, you've got a lot of wisdom. You have much within you that is so rich and unique. That is what you want to put forward and allow yourself to just share with where you are. Okay. 4, outdated mindset conditioning and false sense of self. This is a huge one. Most of the work that I did in those 6 years was overcoming the conditioned mindset on all the past labels and restrictions of who I was. And most recently in 2018 and 19, I got rid of the rest of that baggage so that I could be full-time as a light worker. And it's a false sense of self. If you are limiting who you believe you are because of some experiences or judgments or what others have said, in a lot of cases, the conditioned mindset was who I was capable of becoming. Always felt like I wasn't lucky enough or special enough or smart enough. Who am I? I don't have that education. I don't have the finances or the support. So whatever those outdated mindset, conditioned mindset, self-identifications are, start to hear your inner voice, what it's saying, because there's going to be a contrast between what you yearn for and what's holding you back and the words you say to yourself and that you've been buying into, the conditioned mindset. Number 5, it's this need to be seen as an expert. Oh, I struggled with this for so long. I always would do a video and delete it. I would, do a post and say it's not good enough, it's not pretty enough. Oh my goodness, now I have so many spelling mistakes. I don't properly pronounce my words right. I'm sitting here and I've got pets around me. Like, it is never a perfect timing to keep plugging away and to be consistent. You have to be able to give yourself that space to be vulnerable, because courage is that you get better as you go. You find what's in your heart, you articulate it better and better with practice, because that's really what it's all about. It's not necessarily being, if you're trying to hold yourself up to these high expectations, these high standards, this perfectionism that's within you, because you need to be that expert first, you need to be approved of, that you have to be better than, then you're not where you need to be. Honor where you are. Nobody is going to resonate with you unless you're your fullest self. You could feel that energy when you come from that place of where you are now. Share your story, share where you are, what you're struggling with, impactful and helpful. The next thing is being afraid to be judged and looking like a failure or a fool. Oh my goodness. I used to worry about what people would think that knew me that weren't spiritual mindset people. And I says, I can't talk, like that's too woo-woo. But if you're holding your back and you're afraid of being judged and you're afraid of looking like a fool, I really want you to just really speak to your audience that you wish to be of service to. Don't worry about how anyone else is going to judge you. And if you are someone that is, in a corporate job and this is just a hobby and you have an alias account and you're posting and doing tarot reading where nobody knows it's you, I get that, I understand. But if you want to break through that and you want to start to be seen, be heard, and start to put your face and your name in a way that feels safe, that means you also have to let go of that old identity. But if it's not meant to be a part of your life purpose, because we can really hold ourselves back from that full potential of tuning into our life purpose when we let go of those judgments. But sometimes there's a lot of people who do this just to be, as a interested because it feels good. But if you're that one, that percentage that are ready to step out and to get uncomfortable being seen and to be heard, then you're going to be that percentage that I support in my groups as well. It's that overcoming that identity as other people see you as, and then showing up and being stop compartmentalizing your spirituality and really being a voice in a way to people who are seeking your guidance. And not everybody's my coworkers weren't my clients, my family and my friends weren't always open to hear what I had to say. They don't see me as that light worker. So fear of judgment and looking like a fool. And the last part of this, number 6, is failing. We all hold on to where we are and we stay safe because we're afraid to fail and look bad because we're going to beat ourselves up. Well, here's my challenge. I challenge you to go and fall on your knees and make mistakes and get uncomfortable, because that is the best way to learn, to find out how to better navigate and to step forward and to recognize who you are and what you're made of. So it's not necessarily true to say doing nothing because you're afraid to look like a fool. In fact, you're being foolish not to have failures to help you evolve and grow. And number 7, you forget who you are because it's all about the journey, my friends. And every time I've ever found out who I am, what I've made of, and what's within me is because I've decided to go through a new threshold of growth. I've said yes to things that made me uncomfortable. So go for it, honor where you are, speak from your heart, wherever you are, impactful, insightful, and share that wisdom. Sharing your story in such a way that's impactful with wisdom is always best. And just have fun. Blessings.